We talked to Enrique Murciano's sisters.
That's right. Murciano is a South Florida native who stars in a CBS show Without a Trace. CBS 4's Jane Alexander is live with more on his family connection. Jane.
He is definitely a Miami boy, and his entire family lives right here, so Enrique does get to visit South Florida frequently. I sat down with his two sisters who, while they absolutely adore their brother, they also did a good job of, shall we say, throwing him under the bus.
Miami-born Enrique Murciano lives in L.A. today. His two sisters, Cristina and Carolina, live in South Florida and are quite proud of the family surname, happily explaining to anyone who asks if there's a connection.
Are you related, or do you know Enrique Murciano? And I said, sure, it's my brother.
A brother who was a little tough on his older and younger sister during their dating years.
And I would say he was really a jerk, even. We're talking boy-wise, right?
Boys were subject to Enrique's approval, something the sisters are now thankful for.
He did us both the biggest favors. I said, if not, I would have been one of these, like, you know,
Reckless girls?
Yeah, reckless girls in Miami, you know, and I wasn't, because I was...
He really had good vision.
Yeah, he had good vision for sure.
Ah, but those double standards. It was no holds barred for the stud muffin only son who dated many of Christina's classmates.
I think my brother went through the entire class. I went to an all-girls school.
What class, what year was it that I graduated?
I shouldn't be saying these things.
Oldest Murciano sibling, Cristina, is a wife, student, mother, and has another one on the way. The aspiring podiatrist has always had the healing touch.
And growing up as a kid, you know, I always had, you know, Band-Aids in my bag and alcohol preps, and if someone fell down, you know, I like to put the Neosporin.
Carolina Murciano is a self-proclaimed professional shopper who, at her brother's urging, attended fashion school in Los Angeles.
He took me to the interview, and then I ended up sending a portfolio in, you know, and I ended up moving with him to LA, and I ended up living with him for 2 years while I went to fashion school there.
Graduation, her own fashion line, and a move back to Miami soon followed. Then Carolina fell in love with an earthy, up-and-coming musician.
I pretty much, that's where I brought home, was a guy with a Bob Marley shirt and a guitar in his back with ripped jeans on, you know, and very, you know, passive and bohemian and very nice, and, you know.
Enrique freaked?
He freaked because, you know, that's not what you want your sister to marry.
Enrique eventually learned to love the man who would become his brother-in-law, Javier Garcia, a successful Latin singer. Although busy raising their young son, Carolina is putting all future projects on hold.
I need commitments right now. I'm pretty much just supporting my husband's career.
A career that Enrique's two nephews seem to be headed for. Apparently, talent doesn't skip a generation in the Murciano family. Proud of Enrique's success and totally open to any acting opportunity with their brother, these inseparable sisters hope to one day have their own fashion talk show.
We're better than Melissa and Joan Rivers any day of the week.
For sure. We always say that.
We're taking the tone.
Cristina and Carolina are also working on creating some unique and comfortable footwear. They are both still very close to their famous brother. You can catch Enrique Murciano every Thursday night at 10 on Without a Trace right here on CBS 4. Jada.